AMOLED screen, the GT20 Pro, will equip teams with up to 120 FPS, which is also the first batch of supported devices, offering esports level performance and visually stunning experiences in the 2024 PMWC.
Well, let's get it going, guys. Our first Aaron Gale of the day, of this survival stage. And we can already see the rankings, man. We got some teams soaking up some points up there. WNRX taking full advantage of that circle they got. Team Falcons, even though they didn't get the zone, they just straight up dominated, getting 14 total points. And looking on down, 6th place, Twisted Minds, right? Out of the 4 new teams that hopped on in here, they ended up with the most points, 6 in total.
Plane path from the northeast side down towards the quarry. Difficult potentially to get to military from here.
Don't say it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, don't talk about the island. We've already seen twice.
Too many times.
The brutality of that sort of a circle on the south shift. And in a survival stage, teams would be very, very reluctant to try and make their way down there. Okay, it's a good chunk, but it's not, right?
Yeah.
It's not a military circle yet. Yet. Touch wood. There we go. Found some wood. But we are absolutely hoping that they don't have to make that shift south.
Yeah, they do not want to do that.
No,
we got a hot drop! Team Panda!
On the outside!
The knives!
Team Spirit, what do you got? Are they going to be able to find anything? This is
no
disaster.
way! Not
Team
again!
Spirit! 2 games in a row! Team Spirit have fallen! What are you doing? You can't do this! This is PMWC!
The devastation!
Can we get a clip of Kale right now? What's his face doing?
Yes, I want to see Kale's face, because...
I mean, mine's doing.
I think
it's covered in tears of EA.
It's unreal. That is unreal. 2 hot drops off the rip, not able to find a weapon, and you go down like that. That's honestly unbelievably difficult to bounce back from.
That is unequivocally a bad play now for Team Spirit. No excuse for doing this twice in a row.
I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, maybe it could have been that plane path. They didn't have a solid secondary drop location, and they just got punished right there. So if you're even trying to make top 4, 2 bad games is pretty much max what you can afford. So they need to go crazy every single game after this. Otherwise, they're going home. Let's be honest.
It might have just been done and dusted off that. I mean, if nothing else, that's a huge morale buster of a start to the day, right? 2 matches where you're out of the game in 30 seconds. It's not cool, right?
It's not cool.
It's going to be a real rubbish feeling to be sat there in that Team Spirit booth thinking, what have we done? What have we just done? We are throwing this away.
Let's see what Twisted Mind can do. TJB making a party up over here by Crates. Nice support fire there from the other teammate. Guizal is trying to find a better angle here. He's actually going to be popping in through the back. That's a bold play. I'm so shocked he even did that. He should have found a way towards the squad. Now he's completely trapped, and he goes down.
Yeah, it's GK first, able to hop out with backup as well. Twisted Minds not in the position to support it.
That's a good nade.
Might go for a third party. You're right, that was a pretty solid nade. Pushed him back and into the sightlines of his teammates, playing off one another.
Well, their hands got to be shaking right now. The nerves at an all-time high. It looks like they're going to be trading 1 player for 1. What is TJB going to do? Are they going to continue to go through this fight or rotate away? Honestly, sometimes you got to just cut your losses and leave.
Maybe just try and head out of there. You want to get these reses.
They don't really have any loot at all, so they want... Yeah, I think TJB may have to commit here. They are so underlooted. They need every single thing they can get from Twisted Minds. But how are they going to get there? This is always a very difficult fight in crates because you have to make those crosses into the wide open. You don't really know where other enemies can be. And it could end up really, really bad for you. Flower's staying in the same position. He's not rotated at all. And every single second at this point is just devastating.
It's really going to eat into your point scoring potential every single moment that you keep presence in these crates. But
they got Overwatch now.
They do. They have managed sort of finagle something out of this one. Here goes trying to shimmy around, and no res is really going to be available for TJB. Like, that's a super exposed position. You can't go up there. Federalis just running people over towards Pachinki. Okay, let's go for it.
We'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah, TJB's going to have to figure out what to do here because, yeah, when you're in that Overwatch position, if you get caught out, you're getting knocked. Like, you can only take shots when you're, like, 1,000% confident that you're going to get that initial knock. He may have eyes on Obscure. He saw him. Oh, and he missed the shots. Now they know exactly where he is. All eyes are going to be on him.
We're going to have plenty to deal with now.
That was risky.
3 players alive, 4 Twisted Minds. Same for TJB. Both rosters having a rough time of it now. Longs is pretty much out of the fight, so if Twisted Minds can establish and engage a ground fight, he's going to be so out of the way. Let's take a look at what is a disaster for Team Spirit. They don't even get in the door.
Oh, my goodness. And, yeah, I don't even see really any weapons on the side of Team Spirit. They were just trying to knife for their lives and just take it out in an instant.
That's actually upset me. I'm pretty upset about that. I'm genuinely upset that this has happened.
Quite frazzled.
To Team Spirit. Yeah, I mean...
What could he say?
I genuinely don't... I don't even want to talk about it.
They've had their feet on the ground in this tournament for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. They owe me now.
Yeah, that's... That's going to hurt. And the thing is like your morale has got to be at an all-time low. To bounce back, you only have 10 matches remaining. Oof, it's going to be a long road ahead. I mean, this next game, we need to see a double-digit elimination chicken dinner.
I mean, this is the thing, right? This roster genuinely is so capable of that.
It's true.
But it's a question of can they dig themselves out of their own minds after that performance. Moneymakers moving in from Primorsk, trying to punch their way south of Quarry into the circle.
1v2
is going to start to pop off. Obscure around the side finds one.
Jump shot!
Around the edge. And the AKM tears through TJB. Brings Twisted Minds up to the advantage, and it's just Longs. That's what I was saying. If they can establish and engage a ground fight, Longs isn't there.
TJB, man, just getting demolished right there. Obscure with that 1v2 was disgusting. What a huge play. They know where the final player is, and it's really up to Twisted Minds now. Do you stay? Do you get this confirmation? Or do you head towards the next zone? All Longs. That is a very angry play right there. Mean. Shooting out the tires, saying, you know what, how dare you? I'm going to make things a little bit more tough on you.
There's a little lead weight around the ankles right now for Twisted Minds.
Oh, Obscure's going to have an angle. Yep, he does.
Third-party potential for Inco as well. Remember,
got him!
That is exactly what they were looking for.
Obscure!
Shot.
All
Inco
four
have got the off angle as they move from North George, potentially pulling short to find some Twisted Minds players, but that fight has concluded. Team's very, very central. This second circle just about to pop.
Yeah. Go south. Why not? Let's see it. Let's see it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it goes right dead center. It's going to be School still available. So, honestly, it's a very good zone shift for Twisted Mind and Inco. We'll see if that battle does ring out. It's going to be a tough one for both these teams. Now, one team in particular, Team Pandem, they're all the way down south in the military base. They're going to have to hit a bridge here in the next few moments.
That Potato Hill on the east side of Pachinki. A major feature, as it always is on this sort of a circle. It'll be interesting to see who's going to hold that terrain right now. Mad Bull's right on the north edge of it. You've got Rook marauding around on the east side, potentially clashing with COG Osaka as well. There's a couple of other teams trying to push their way in. Besiktas getting close towards the top there. I think having some runs across the Pachinki fields as well to bring up the rear as things start to get messy around the middle. Inco do finally find 1-2 from Twisted Minds, and they're looking for that flush as well. They will extract the value. Twisted Minds down to just one player alive.
One player alive, just like that. They did get some points on the board, though, so that's fortunate. But at the same time, it's going to hurt pretty bad. You could see Inco, they were waiting for this. They heard those shots ring out, and that's why teams really need to try to avoid any engagement early on. It's because, yeah, you get those 4 points, great, but it's very, very rare at this level of competition you leave unscathed, right? You either have a couple players go down in that fight, or you have a team completely gatekeep you. Now we're going to watch the 2 top squads so far in the lobby, IWNRX and Team Falcons, start to poke some shots at each other.
This is where I think IWNRX are going to have to prove themselves a little bit more. They're on that south side of the circle in general. They're not given a center circle position. Their sweeping needs to be strong now. That's kind of how they finished out the last game, and what they're going to need to do this game, sort of going to echo that. Obviously, it's only circle 2. They don't have to move yet. They'll be able to bide their time for just a moment longer, but fighting off against Falcons, that's another way to prove yourself.
Team Falcons. Action is knocked. They should be able to get the res onto him. Actually, no. He's really low. Getting picked apart. He should have cover now. Let's see if they are going to be able to pick him up. Top, it's really up to him to just apply some shots, some pressure to be able to get their teammate up. Let's really look at this replay here. Obscure with this 1v2. Beautiful pre-fire shot. Has to win this against a DBS. AK, bop, headshot. That's all it takes.
That is exactly what you need from Obscure, so Twisted Mind's happy.
That was a 1v4.
On the roster, there's the shots that sealed the deal against TJB. Did he manage to get the first knock as well?
Oh, yes, he did. And now look at that. This is what happens, though, right? You got that beautiful 1v4 from Obscure, and then Inko just sat there waiting for the easy eliminations and easy loot as well.
Now it's just Ratto Boy, one of my favorite names in the tournament. Going to be remaining for Twisted Minds. Over in Pachinki, circle out to the east side of things, again over towards Potato Hill. I'm looking at Mad Bulls right now, thinking how much of that can they hold on to on their fairly wide split as it stands.
Team Falcons starting to pop some shots onto IWNRX. They're going to go ahead and leave for a more central position here. These buildings are not too bad. You definitely pop some shots at vehicles heading towards you, but if you do get crashed on, it can be quite difficult to hold. So let's see if that ends up paying off for them. Very, very southern position. They're actually going to have to move north because that is actually that zone, that complex is outside of the circle. Looking further in though, yeah, Mad Bulls are at a really, really good spot here. D plus Kia are not at a bad one as well. And meanwhile, you got Moneymakers and Team Falcons starting to get mighty close to each other.
Yeah, the Moneymakers rolled up to the Falcons' position. They did turn around with their initial 2, but now they've regrouped and they're playing as 4. Falcons a little bit more split right now, but no one's really in contact at this stage. Action, trying to drop those smokes, give themselves cover. Old Boy repositioning on an off angle. 3-1 attempt at this play.
Got him!
But Old Boy goes down. This is an age-old problem for Old Boy. He goes off on some wild angle and just doesn't get any value. Goes down, gets flushed. And they aren't going to reap any rewards for it. In fact, it's only going to slow them down. It's only going to mean that they just have to disengage, and Falcons don't want to let that happen. They're going to continue to take these shots. Havlik has to hop in and hop away.
They should. They know it's a 4v3 situation, and we're going to see some pop shots out the vehicle, out the buggy. Not able to get it done, though. So Moneymakers run away. But are they going to be able to run away for long? Because Team Falcons know they're in a 4v3 situation. They want more eliminations. They only have 1 so far. But, oh, look at that. A tire gets popped.
And a second.
Hits it into reverse. Tries to jump into his teammate's vehicle. Not able to do so. He's wide out in the open. Hits the lay down.
Ooh.
No way he survives this.
Oh,
okay.
But he doesn't get in the second time. Top still looking for the spray. He's up, he's down. And finally, Icy's knocked. And that will be a flush. Moneymakers down to 2 players. I'm surprised the Falcons let it get that far.
Let's see what they decide to do down. Maybe they should start prioritizing zone at this point, though. Meanwhile, yeah, Moneymakers are going to go ahead and into that blue zone, just try to make the ultra-safe rotation with their last remaining 2 players. But a good start for the Falcons once again. Couple eliminations, every single player up. This is what I was talking about, though, right? That extra aggression on these teams that are so nervous, it's just paying off big time.
It is striking fear in the hearts of the opponents right now. Circle just about to close. Look at brute force on the north side. Currently, kind of enveloping around Inko on that northeast edge. Trying to play through. Chudo on the inside against Free, bearing down upon him. Needs to be on the swivel, but there's no way you can hold off against the open door, against that back as well. And Chudo goes down for brute force, which will leave them a little bit wanting, but they are now locked into that garage. So maybe a little bit of a trap set over towards Inko. They're pulled on in. They think, ooh, we've got a point, we've got a point. And now we're going down because brute force established the crossfire.
I don't know if that was a set play. It looked like they just had one of their players out of position in a bad split, but brute force does have a chance here to get their revenge. The blue zone is starting to punish them. This is stage 4. It's actually going to be chunking quite a bit. So yeah, Inko did commit everybody on that outside player, but now brute force are in a great position to gatekeep them.
Besiktas trying to move up towards DRX. This is a solo player for DRX, by the way, playing all the way down the bottom. He's still got teammates alive, but they're not quite near enough. 2 knocks sent back over to Besiktas, and a third as well. That is huge. D+Kia chiming on into the fight, and they're looking for everybody on this hillside. Moneymakers, DRX, Besiktas, who've already gone down. Finally, Osal falls, but that should be Reservoir, and they can continue their push on in from the southwest.
Great plays for DRX here. Solo plays, at least. Not really working as a team, but getting it done by themselves. This nade should do it. Yep, and that'll do it. Moneymakers out of there. So, and that's 3 eliminations that DRX desperately needed.
Definitely want to try and convert off that first match. 8 points, not massive, but very important. That's enough to put you up in 4th place right now as it stands. So 3 points, adding onto the tally, a great conversion, even if they can't get too much further. But on the southwest side, they're looking okay. They've got D+Kia and Rook kind of in the wings right now, but I'm looking at Harame, bro, and looking at this roll-up. Falcons need another hold.
Let's see if they can hold it down here. Range got some really good angles here, but Team Falcons return. Now here comes Top with that DBS pre-firing through the smoke, and they are connecting. Harame Bros in big trouble, and they're out of trouble because they're gone just like that.
There's no way you can beat trouble when you're eliminated. Falcons will be able to hold their high ground, get these reses. Mad Bulls moving in underneath. D+Kia as well, moving up a little bit further north. But with the fight concluded, nobody's going to go for this third party. What has happened, though, is that that gap has closed. Falcons no longer have a position to move into the east side. They are going to have to try and push through a little bit more resistance. Mad Bulls do actually regroup further north, as I say that, and that is going to mean that they're going to hold back just that little bit more, wait for that gap to stay open, to establish itself, and push through now towards Ratto Boy, the Lone Ranger for Twisted Mind.
Yeah, they should do it sooner than later, but they don't know, right? They don't know that there's only Ratto Boy holding that one little dip right there, but I don't think they're going to have time to even look in that direction because right now they're completely focused on Mad Bulls. Mad Bulls are mighty close, and it looks like they are going to have to press them here soon with some shots. Actually, very, very good holdback from the team. Icy now up close and personal. Mad Bulls say, you know what, forget it. We are out of here.
Don't want any piece of that pie. They are just going to be sending it back and moving back up towards Brute Force. There's only one player for Brute Force on this outpost. It's Nias for the roster. Brute Force, of course, having lost a player to their Inco scrap in the garage. They are going to be able to hold a lot of this north side, actually, under their control. Rook, they've been trying to move up this hill for a while. DRX sit in the way.
Let's see what Rook's going to do. Rook is one of those teams that is new to this lobby. And they definitely are feeling the nerves, but they got to start getting aggressive. They have to. And you can see them starting to press up on a DRX. They got to get this fight done sooner than later. They got to recognize that, you know what, they have the numbers. They're all close together. Might as well try to take this fight. Oh, but some great shots there from Sai. Up top. And that's actually from multiple different angles. Now we see Rook starting to press the pressure onto DRX. Is he going to get that knock? No, barely misses.
Not quite able to connect for
Where's the rest of the team, though?
They are quite split around this fight, and they're not really trying to capitalize on this just yet. Finally, Inco goes down. The little bro Brazil, again, not going to have a great result on the match. Hang on a minute. Mad Bulls, Falcons, over on the western edge. It looks like they will finally clash. The Mad Bull turn around and head back into the fight. One player of Falcons now down and out will be flushed. Another knock over on this western edge against the Falcons. The Mad Bulls are starting to turn things around for them. DRX as well, in the way of Rook, starting to find an opening. It's just Top now remaining. This guy, MVP material, rolls on down. Is he going to be able to survive? I mean, that's a kind of wild push, and it's not going to work out. They still get 7 eliminations, but go down earlier than we expected.
But 7 eliminations is enough. That's good, solid points regardless. It's all about that consistency if you want to make it into top 4. We're seeing some inconsistent teams get taken out really early here. Rook has a lot of angles. Meanwhile, Twisted Minds, the final player, getting taken out. That's Ratto Boy gone. Mad Bulls now finally starting to make some noise.
Yeah, with 4 eliminations this match and full 4 players alive playing from the west, they have got an interesting approach to this circle. Right now, Pandem are split across the strongest part of high ground, with Rook trying to push in on the western side, IWNRX on the east. It's going to be a tall order to hold it, though.
Let's see if they're going to be able to hold it down. Rook starting to make some noise here. Get a nice elimination there onto D+Kia. I believe it is just Chips, last one up for them. And now, oh, look at that. Beautiful shots onto the Mad Bulls. Is he going to get the confirm? No, barely misses it. If you're a Team Spirit fan, though, you're pretty excited right now because 2nd through 5th place are already out. But you got to watch out for IWNRX. They're looking to soak up some points.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I was wondering where you were going with that for Team Spirit because, I mean, sure, you take the silver linings where you can.
Yeah.
Right? So some of the teams higher up going down early, sure, it's good, but it really kind of pales in comparison to what you need to get done. Brute Force trying to move their way forwards. Freezer is down, will get flushed away. IWNRX pick up that point. That goes over towards, I think Zedwolf was able to get the flush, but the point is Frozen's. On this eastern side, they are in the zone, and they can start to look to move along this ridgeline that Pandem currently hold the center of that looks downhill towards the CAG Osaka compound.
Yeah, I think IWNRX needs to get extra aggressive at this point. They have a massive opportunity in front of them. They have the ability to put massive points on the board and create a large gap ahead of them. If they start creating a big gap today, tomorrow they can have fun with this lobby. They can decide which teams make it and which don't. They'll have so much power available in their hands, so they need to take advantage of it here and now. Next zone does pop. CAG Osaka are going to be in a good position here, but now you can see the Mad Bulls completely spread out. Starting to get punished here by Rook.
Rook are doing bits right now over on the western side, but again, they're going to have to move forwards. It is 3 players now alive, with Zerich going down for the Mad Bulls, but Rook are taking damage, and that is Pandem. This is the strong high ground I was talking about. They are looking out to that west. It's a little bit higher ground over there, but there's this saddle that sits in the middle, and you need to push past it. That's what Rook are going to look to do now. Pandem need to hold, but they've lost Pond on that outpost. Down the hill they go, and they're exposing themselves to some pretty disastrous angles here. One player falling, and it looks like they might just find some more hold on that western edge.
Yeah, I think Team Rook is doing too much here. They're focusing on too many separate fights. They need to just group up together, focus on one team at a time. Right now, your eyes have to be on Mad Bulls. You want to be able to secure this location and then move up little by little after that. Let's see what they end up deciding to do. It looks like they did finally group up, and they could look to pass up the Mad Bulls. That's a very, very risky play, and might just take it to CAG Osaka. Nope, instead they do send it on the Mad Bulls, and they are on the run.
They're going to get that flush. They're going to turn around, make sure they secure the point. A 9th elimination on the cards for Rook. They are on the war path, and all 4 of their players are alive, pushing into the circle. Still not easy, but with Pandem on 3, it's a little bit easier. CAG Osaka flexing out now and actually rotating south to put pressure on.
Yes, they are. CAG Osaka have been pretty quiet, though. Only 1 elimination so far. Well, let's see what they do. Actually, no, I'm sorry. No eliminations just yet. So they have not been able to pull 1. And they really need to start doing it because they did have a so-so game number 1. They want to be able to put themselves in a position for top 4 because that is the goal, folks. 4 slots remaining for the finals.
Pushing in from that north side. They were trying to third party on the west edge, and they have now folded back towards their compound. Getting across the open ground that sits ahead of them is not going to be easy once these fights on the south conclude. CAG Osaka, they need to find something, and that's what they were looking for, to try and sweep that west edge so that they can then foothold and springboard into this circle, right? Because right now, once there's an established presence on the hill to their south, there's like no way you get out of that compound.
That's right. Let's see what they decide to do here because they had that compound and it's been so safe. They got pretty circle blessed, and eventually they do need to leave it. But this is a tough point when you're in the survival stage. Sometimes you err on the side of safety, right? You're like, okay, we have coverage. Let's just hold it here for longer. But at a certain point, you got to realize we got the numbers.
Yeah.
Let's get to the edge and start taking some of these fights because we're seeing teams really soak up eliminations, one of them being Rook, 9 so far.
IWNRX not being super loud on this eastern side, but they're going to have to push in a little bit closer. The next circle's just about to pop. They're finding knocks, they're finding openings. They're staying as a ball right now, and they need to get rolling. Rook further uphill, but they are, again, their backs to the zone. A nade over towards the remaining duo for Brute Force, just to keep things spicy. Zedwolf with the Mini 14, trying to land the shots, not quite there, but Kane has the angle to pick up another point.
CAG Osaka get blessed with the circle.
Wow.
They are dead center. They have so much real estate, but when are they going to start getting angry? When are they going to stand up and start taking some shots? That's going to be the big question. They end up smoking themselves out. That's a really bad decision right there because it eliminates their sight lines and allows teams to push up onto them. But the IWNRX, they're going to be pushing most likely under brute force here in the next few moments. It's going to be absolute chaos in the next 10 seconds.
CAG Osaka, I think they smoked up to get the res on one of their players who was on the forward position. But it will remove a little bit of wind from their sails. However, they now should be dissipating fairly soon. Rook mounting up.
They're playing it so passive. They're playing it so passive. They're just laying down right now. And that's going to allow teams to make some moves. Nice shots there from IWNRX. Frozen, going to try to get a nade. Most likely onto brute force. Yes, 3 of them. Never mind, here comes the drive up.
Oh no, 1, 2.
Great shots from brute force, shutting them down.
That is so nasty. You try and roll down. You knew there was players there. It's just a Hail Mary last-ditch attempt. And IWNRX go down with 1 elim in 6th place. That is not good for them on Southeast side. They couldn't get past Brute Force. Brute Force now have suffered a knock, and Team Pandem trying to move over the hillside. This is the team that's been on this wide spread for a long time, keeping Rook out to that west, but it looks like Rook might finally have gotten ahead of the curve. If they can use these smokes to keep Pandem out, they might have secured themselves the game.
Let's see what happens, though, because Team Pandem do have some really nice angles here. Are they able to get it? They do. Ooh. That nice nade. That is from CAG Osaka. Now they're starting to make some noise here. They have all the real estate in the world. They got to start getting extra aggressive. Don't let Rook push up on you for free.
You cannot let this one happen. CAG Osaka to keep the ordnance coming. Get a knock, get a flush, get more points as well. That's what you need to add to your tallies. 1 knock sent to their backlines. That is going to be a bit of a rescue mission if they want to keep this one in. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a player go for it, though, because they've slowed down all of the teams around them.
CAG Osaka, look, we're starting to see that confidence from them. We're starting to see them realize, hey, this is our game to win. Let's make it happen here with as many eliminations as possible. Because every second you wait, those numbers just get dwindled more and more. Nice nade there. Only 1 player up left, and that is Slonk there. Is he going to be able to get that res? Oh, that nade. Does he get the bounce? Ooh. Oh, that one hurt.
Ticked a little bit of damage. There's a shot.
AWM.
Where's he pulled that from? That's naughty. Going to be looking for the shots as well.
Looking for toes.
Oh, I don't think he just quite noticed the toes there, unfortunately. But you step out, your block is going off. I tell you that much.
Let me see a quick snipe. Let's see it.
Go on.
Let's see it.
You know you want to.
Slonk, better be careful. Don't peek. Don't you even move a muscle. Just go out to blue zone. You look out, you are gone.
I'm surprised that there's not a nade coming through from Pandem.
Yep. He's just eating some blue zone. He knows what time it is. He denies the points to CAG Osaka. 2 knocks onto them. Was that brute force? It was. Pre-pod started to make some noise.
That is huge pickup for Brute Force. On the eastern side, they now have an excellent crossfire to push across this open slope to play against CAG Osaka. That's completely changed the cadence of this circle. With Neos going down, though, it is all up to pre-pod. He can't push down this hill. He cannot get this res. With the AWM in hand as well. But he's challenging it? You kidding? He's going to have heard that one. That should back him off.
Let's see what happens. Pandem, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Starting to snake their way on in. Let's see if they already get sightlines. Oh, Apollo actually gets beat up quite a bit there. I'm not sure if he wants to peek that one again. But now they know where he is, so let's see if this nade is able to connect. I think this is his last one. Yep, that was the last nade he had. And it is gone, not able to connect. It is anyone's game here. Team Pandem, been so quiet, just picking up every elimination they can.
Neo's making that death crawl right now, trying to get back to pre-pod to get the res.
This is the 9th circle, folks. It's about to go to nothing, and that is that player from Brute Force gone. Only 1 remaining player, and it's the IGL pre-pod. What can you do?
I mean, he already had that impact, taking half of CAG Osaka down.
He sees him.
He sees him. He's going to step up. Looks for the spray. That's 1. Going down, will look for the flush, but he's dropping out wide and into the sidelines of CAG Osaka. A 1 versus 2. I don't think it's there. The orb isn't even necessary, as that's going to go through to Apollo with the DBS. Hang on a minute. Who's got the sniper? Someone check him. It's going to be Pandem now in a 1 versus 2. As Naoto is going to try and hold it down. They have the inside track and the